Good morning, students. Welcome to the class of economics. Today we will start new chapter number 5, India's foreign trade. What is international foreign trade? Domestic production of certain goods may exceed their domestic consumption. तो हम जो गुड्स बनाते हैं उनमें से कई गुड्स हमारे का प्रोडक्शन अगर अच्छा होता है तो वो हमारे डोमेस्टिक कंजम्पशन से भी ज्यादा प्रोडक्शन हो जाता है. What does a country do with its surplus output? तो उसका गवर्नमेंट क्या करेगी, उसका कंट्री क्या करेगी? डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्शन माइनस डोमेस्टिक कंजम्पशन को हम एक एक्सपोर्ट कर देते हैं. इट एक्सपोर्ट इट टू अदर कंट्रीज एंड अर्न मनी, और उससे हम मनी अर्न करते हैं. एवरी कंट्री इन द वर्ल्ड एक्सपोर्ट सर्टेन गुड्स एंड इम्पोर्ट सर्टेन अदर्स. जो भी कंट्रीज हैं वो एक दूसरे पर डिपेंडेंट हैं. वो कुछ गुड्स एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं और कुछ गुड्स वो इंपोर्ट करते हैं. एक्सपोर्ट एंड इंपोर्ट ऑफ गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज अक्रॉस डिफरेंट कंट्रीज is called international trade, and we all call it as international trade. In the context of international trade, observe the following point. While international trade is based on international specialization is based on the principle of comparative cost advantage. इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड हमारी स्पेशलाइजेशन पर बेस्ड होता है, और स्पेशलाइजेशन का मतलब यह है कि हमारे कुछ चीजें हमारे यहाँ पर सस्ती बनेंगी, कुछ चीजें दूसरी जगह पर उनकी कॉस्ट कम आएगी बिकॉज ऑफ ज्योग्राफिकल कन्वीनियंस, और इट मे बी ड्यू टू द चीप लेबर और द चीप रॉ मटेरियल, availability of raw material. There are so many points which decide the specialization of a country. For example, we are specialized in the production of jute, cotton and tea, and while other countries are like China, Japan, they are specialized in the production of electronics and like this. So all it depends on the nature of the economy, it depends on the geographical location, and also it depends upon the many other factors. Second, a country specializes in the production of that good which it can produce at a lower cost than the other country. Specialization just means that we are producing it at lower cost as compared to other countries, so it will be even cheaper for them to purchase from us rather than producing in their own country. Third, international trade does facilitate export of goods to rest of the world at a price higher than in the domestic market, because वो हमें जो कॉस्ट पड़ रही है इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में उसकी प्राइस ज्यादा है. हमें कम कॉस्ट इसलिए पड़ रही है क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ उस चीज की एडवांटेज है, हम स्पेशलाइज्ड हैं उस चीज में, और इंटरनेशनल मार्केट के अंदर उस चीज की जो प्राइस है वो ज्यादा इसलिए है क्योंकि वो अदर कंट्रीज में अवेलेबल नहीं है, या और भी अदर फैक्टर्स हो सकते हैं. तो हम इजीली उसको ज्यादा प्राइस पर इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में सेल कर सकते हैं. It facilitates import of goods at a price lower than in the domestic market. These are the gains of international trade. और कुछ चीजें ऐसी भी हो सकती हैं जो हमें बनाना महंगा पड़ेगा और बाहर से मंगाना हमें सस्ता पड़ेगा, तो उसको हम इंपोर्ट कर सकते हैं. Also by offering a much wider size of the market compared to the domestic market, international trade enhances opportunities of investment for the trading partners. हमारे इन्वेस्टमेंट की अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी इंक्रीज होती हैं. We get wider size of market rather than the domestic market. तो हमारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज बढ़ती हैं, हम ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकते हैं. हायर इन्वेस्टमेंट लीड्स टू हायर जीडीपी ग्रोथ. ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट होने से कंट्री में जीडीपी ग्रोथ बढ़ेगी. Thus it can be said that international trade serves as an engine of growth. International trade also serves as an engine of growth. After industrialization, there comes international trade, which leads to the growth of an economy. India's foreign trade at the time of independence. Note the following observations carefully for a glimpse of India's foreign trade at the time of independence. Indian economy suffered its colonial exploitation during the British regime. We were very much suffered by the British exploitation. The British used our natural resources as raw material for their domestic industrial output. They used our raw material for their own consumption, for their own industries. Besides being a source of raw material, the Indian economy was also exploited as a market for the British industrial goods, and also they used our market as a purchaser of their domestic goods, of their own British industrial goods. Substantial exports of raw material from India gave some impetus to the volume of international trade, which had significantly declined owing to the decay of Indian handicrafts. So they took so much raw material from India, and hence our exports were too much higher, but they were not the substitute of the Indian handicraft industries which were destroyed by the Britishers. On the eve of independence, our balance of trade, export minus import, was favorable, export greater than import. और यही कारण था कि हमारा बैलेंस ऑफ ट्रेड फेवरेबल था. बैलेंस ऑफ ट्रेड आप याद रखें, अपने मैक्रो में भी आएगा ये. इट मीन्स एक्सपोर्ट माइनस इंपोर्ट, और वो फेवरेबल इसलिए था बिकॉज वी एक्सपोर्ट so much of raw material from our country to other countries. In 1946-47, excess of exports over imports were estimated as of 31 crore. Though in 47-48, the balance of trade had shrunk to 14 crore. It may be due to the change of government and independence we got in that year. As regards direction of trade, it was largely confined to Britain. So much of our export was limited to Britain because we were ruled by the Britishers and they took all the raw materials from our country for their own industries. The composition of trade, simply because the British rulers exploited the Indian economy as a source of raw material and as a market for their exports. The composition of trade indicated backwardness of the economy as our exports included largely of raw material, which while our imports included largely of finished goods. These things we have already studied, that our imports were consisted of the industrial goods, which because we didn't have any industries at that time, and our exports were comprised of all the raw materials because we didn't possess any industry, so we didn't need any raw material. So we exported all our raw materials and we import finished goods from the foreign countries. So at the time of independence, our exports were greater than imports. Composition of trade was exports comprise all the raw materials and imports comprise only finished goods. And the direction of trade was largely between India and Britain because we were ruled by Britain. India's foreign trade after independence. Under planned programs of development, India's foreign trade recorded a noticeable change. Following description offers a brief account of changes with respect to volume, composition, and direction of trade. Volume of foreign trade. Table 1 shows volume of India's foreign trade toward different plan periods starting with 1951. Volume means quantity. तो आप देखिए 1951 से लेकर अभी तक का आपको इंपोर्ट और एक्सपोर्ट का एनालिसिस इन्होंने दे रखा है. फर्स्ट प्लान में हमारे इंपोर्ट थे 3651, एक्सपोर्ट थे 3109. सेकंड प्लान में इंपोर्ट ज्यादा है, एक्सपोर्ट कम है. थर्ड प्लान में भी इंपोर्ट ज्यादा है, एक्सपोर्ट कम है. फोर्थ प्लान में भी सेम सिचुएशन है. और आने वाले सभी प्लानों में आप देखिए हमारी इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट से ज्यादा है, तो ये अच्छी सिचुएशन नहीं है. स्टिल वी इंपोर्ट so many goods, so many things from outside, and we have less resources for exporting. Table 1 shows that India's foreign trade has increased considerably. It has risen from 6760 crores to 22191132 crore in 12 plants, a rise of 3,282 times. During this period, while imports increased by 3612 times, export increased by 2895 times. You can see export की increase होने की rate कम है. It seems to be an impressive story. However, there are elements of distress in this story. Following observations need to be noted in this regard. Percentage rise in export and import has been high owing to the base effect. It means initially the volume of exports and import was very low. Accordingly, even a small increase in the total volume shows a significant rise in the terms of percentage rise. तो हमें दिख रहा है कि 3000 टाइम्स हमारे एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट बढ़ गए हैं. वो सिर्फ इसलिए क्योंकि हमारा बेस ईयर बहुत कमजोर था. 1951 में we were very poor, we don't have anything to export and don't have money to import also. So second, while over time India's export and imports have tended to rise, India's share in the global trade has tended to decline. जितना वर्ल्ड में ट्रेड बढ़ रहा है उतना हमारे यहाँ पर नहीं है. It declined from 1.8% in 1951 to 0.5% in 1991. तो हमें हमारे डेटा देख के लग रहा है कि हमारा फॉरेन ट्रेड इंक्रीज हुआ है, मगर एज कंपेयर टू द वर्ल्ड फॉरेन ट्रेड वी आर डिक्रीजिंग. इन 1950-51 पूरे वर्ल्ड ट्रेड का 1.8% ट्रेड इंडिया से होता था. आज की तारीख में मतलब 1991 जो लेटेस्ट डेटा इसमें दे रखा है, 1991 में वो 0.5% ही रह गया. It is only after the initiation of economic reforms that India's share in the world trade has tended to improve. In 2017-18, India's share in export trade was 2.1% and import trade it was 2.6%. Again, it is only after the initiation of economic reforms that change in the volume of trade has become significant. तो ये सब कुछ कैसे पॉसिबल हुआ? आफ्टर इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म्स विच आर लिबरलाइजेशन, प्राइवेटाइजेशन एंड ग्लोबलाइजेशन. ओके, यहीं तक पढ़ेंगे आज हम. आप लोग नोट्स बनाइए और ग्रुप में पोस्ट करिए. हैव ए गुड डे.